With Express onboarding, you fill out a one-page wizard and then just sit back and watch. A whole Horizon Cloud environment gets spun up in Microsoft Azure. Now this is for a first-time deployment of Horizon Cloud, and there are, of course, a lot of prerequisites before you go to that wizard page. Many of the previous videos in this series are about those prerequisites. In addition, there are some that we did not make videos about. Most of these have to do with networking. For a complete list of requirements, see the documentation topic called Requirements Checklist for Deploying a Microsoft Azure Edge, and also see the topic called Preparing Microsoft Azure in the Getting Started guide. Then, log into Omnissa Connect and launch Horizon Cloud. On the Welcome page, click Select in the Horizon Cloud Service tile. Select Microsoft Azure as the capacity provider and select the Express Edge deployment. Now you have to have set up an identity and access provider for users before you can do an Express onboarding. We did that for user access. That's the prerequisite. But interestingly enough, you must not have set up the domain for machine access yet. See, this is empty. The wizard will do this automatically. We'll go back now to the page where we can select Start Deployment on the Express onboarding page. Here's the wizard page. For subscription ID, I'll go and find it in the Azure portal. For directory ID, go to Intra ID in the Azure portal, and there it's called the tenant ID. For Azure region, select the region that's closest to your end users. For application ID, to find it in Intra ID, go down to Manage App Registrations. Click it and copy the application ID. For the application key, they want the client secret. In an earlier video, I showed you how to create this and warned you to copy it down somewhere. Paste it in the wizard. Now, click Retrieve Networks. First, select the virtual network that you set up for this deployment, as mentioned in the prerequisites. Next, select the subnet to use for the virtual desktops that will be created. Then the management subnet, which is for the Edge Gateway, and finally the DMZ subnet for the Unified Access Gateways. We'll leave the default for the site name. Okay, Unified Access Gateway. I'm going to use a wildcard certificate. So for the FQDN, I'm making up the UAG part, but the domain part needs to match what's in my security certificate. My cert is in PFX format, but you can also use PEM. I'll select and upload the cert, then paste in the password. Now for the domain registration. You can do either Active Directory or Intra ID. I'm doing Active Directory, and so I'll need to fill out all these other fields. Now this domain name is not the same as the one I used for the UAG. For that one, I used the Intra ID domain. Here I'm entering my Active Directory domain. And then for these user accounts, for domain bind and domain join, I'm entering the account credentials that I already set up in AD, as described in an earlier video. I'm going to leave the default OU as computers. For the Windows image, you can choose between single session and multi-session. I'll choose single session Windows 11. If I had chosen a multi-session image, then this third pool type would have been selected automatically. I'm selecting floating, which means that the desktop VM will get destroyed and recreated when the user logs out. For VM model, there are a million to choose from. For number of VMs, I'm going to say 2, and they will both get created up front. Now in this Express onboarding, you also entitle users to the desktops. I'm going to add one user, me, and one user group. And then you cross your fingers and click Submit. Okay, it's initiated. That's a good sign. First, it's creating a Horizon Edge. Now this whole process can take a while, usually from 15 to 20 minutes, so I'll skip ahead a little. Now the Edge is done, and the pool group is created. It's creating the Unified Access Gateways and the pool. And during the process, you'll get notifications like this. I can look at these pop-up notifications, but if I navigate away from this page, I won't be able to get back to it. Now it's all done. Even after the pool is created, it will take about 15 minutes before the VMs are completely ready. So we'll go look around. Here's our new Edge, and click it to see more details. Unified Access Gateways, Edge Gateway. Here's the pool group. Notice that the Express onboarding names things for you, so you don't have to fill out nearly as many fields as if you were doing this piece by piece. I can rename the display name for the pool group, which is the name that end users will see in Horizon Client. Here are all the things you can change in the pool group. Here's where you could turn on SSO. Here's the pool, info about it. You could click here to enable management of the VMs in Workspace ONE UEM. And if you click the VMs tab, you can kind of watch the progress. It's still creating and configuring the VMs. Let's monitor the activity logs. Let's go look in the Azure portal and see what's been created. There are 3 new Linux VMs. The one with the word Edge in it is the Edge Gateway, and these 2 with UAG in the names are the Unified Access Gateways. Notice that the size for the UAGs is the standard A4v2, which is for proof of concepts and smaller deployments, according to the documentation. And there you have it, a complete deployment of Horizon Cloud using Express onboarding, from soup to nuts.